Hello and welcome to Jewellery Rescue. I'm Kat, and today instead of rescuing jewellery we're going to be attempting to rescue this gorgeous thrifted handbag. So this bag is from Bally, and Bally bags normally retail around £1,000 to £1,500. They are expensive, gorgeous bags. This one I picked up between Christmas and New Year's for £34.95 in a charity shop, and I just thought the leather was beautiful. It's totally worth repairing. It's got this gorgeous lock and there's a key hiding under here. It has a short strap, and I'm going to see if I can find a longer one to go with it. It's quite scratched, as you can see, but the overall condition of the leather isn't too bad. It just needs some cleaning and some conditioning. Where the issue lies is with the lining. It is absolutely filthy in here. I'm not sure if you can see that very well on the camera, but it's really dirty. It's all the internal tags and things. So what I'm going to do is start off by giving it a bath. Now, if you follow my process on here, I'm not going to take any responsibility for any damage that might be caused for any of your bags. I'm just showing you the process of what I'm doing to this bag, and I hope you enjoy the transformation. Now, I've run a bubbly bath using some children's hair and body wash. My thinking being that if this is sensitive enough for a baby or a child, hopefully it will be okay for the leather bag. As I say, I don't really know what's going to happen, so let's see. I am now going to soak the bag. You can see the extent of the dirt that's on the lining. It really does need a proper clean. In we go. Now I'm going to soak this for a couple of hours, soak it right through. I know the hardware is going to get wet, so I'm a little bit concerned about that, but I can't get it all off, unfortunately. So we're going to take a chance and see what happens. So it's just coming up to 2 hours, and it's not really coming across on the camera, but this water is brown. I suspect some of that will be dye from the leather, but certainly some of it will also be dirt. I can see that the stain here has not come out, but at least we know it's going to be clean now. So I'm going to take this out and I'll show you the drying process. I've now squeezed out all of the excess water and given it a towel dry to take any surface water off the leather. It is still saturated, as you would expect, but I've taken what I can see that was still sitting on it off with a towel. I'm using a dark towel just in case any dye transfers from the bag whilst it's drying, and I've also stuffed it with another towel to give it its shape back, so it is going to dry in the shape that it's going to be stuffed now, so that's quite important if you don't want the bag to sag. I've noticed there are a few marks still on it after cleaning. I think I would need to go over those with a polish to properly get those out. That will hopefully be hidden once the strap is up. You can see the potential of it now. The leather looks gorgeous. Obviously it's going to dry out and we'll see those cracks and scratches, but we'll deal with that once it's dry. It's probably going to take 24 to 48 hours to dry fully. I'm going to leave it near a heated towel rail, not actually on it, because I don't think the heat would do the leather any good, but I'm going to keep it in a warm place, and then we'll come back for the next stage. So we're now 48 hours later and the bag is dry. Honestly, when it was wet, it looked gorgeous. You could really see its potential. I did take the towel that was inside out after 24 hours because the towel that I'd used was quite big and I didn't want it quite as bulbous as it was. But as you can see, it's kept its shape pretty well. Now, obviously, we've still got the scratches on there, so we are going to moisturise it and protect it with some cream next. As I said before, I'm not an expert in this. This is just the way that I'm going to do it. So what we're going to use next is some Handbag Clinic Leather Protection Cream. This I bought online. I'll link it in the description below if you want to try it out. It says to apply sparingly for best results, leave for 10 minutes, then buff with a clean cloth. So we're going to do that now. So I'm just adding that onto a cloth, and I'm going to do the bottom first just so that I can see if anything happens that shouldn't have happened. And I can see that that's adding some moisture at the same time. So let's try the back next. I have used this before on a jacket, and I did the entire jacket. It used several bottles of this, and the jacket was perfect throughout winter. So I'm confident to use this on a handbag as well. Now we want to make sure that we also get the piping around the outside, so I'm going to be careful and do that as well. And of course all the straps and things too. So I have finished going over, and now it's time to buff. I'm going to use the cloth that came in the kit. I have used this for something else, so excuse the marks on it. And just want to bring up the shine in the leather with this one. So now I've buffed it up, I can see that there are some areas that need a bit more moisture. So I'm actually going to go back over with some Colonel leather gel. I've used this before on mulberry bags, and it's really nice. It protects it against the weather as well as adding some moisture. So I'm just going to do that with the same cloth again, same process, and then buff it up afterwards. It's looking even more beautiful now. Look at this. Not bad for a little bit of gel and buffing. So I need to now just buff that off to bring up the shine. And then the last thing to do once I finish that is just to cut off any loose threads. So if you have a zapper, this is even better because I think it stops the fraying, but I don't have one of those. So I'm just going to cut off all the little loose threads that I can find. We've got one here. This will just neaten it up and make it look nice and tidy again. Another one there just on the inside. Now I didn't manage to get the biggest mark out from inside, which is here. There's a lighter patch, something maybe makeup has spilt in there at some point, but honestly I think it's a pretty good improvement on how it was before. So let me give it a buff. I will see if I can find another strap, and then I'll show you the final result. So here we are at the end of the process. Doesn't it look incredible? Honestly, this really took me maybe 10 minutes to run the bath and give it a sort of swish around and a soak. Then obviously the weight to dry, and then maybe another 20 minutes to do the leather treating. So it's really not taken me that long, and look at the result. It's not perfect. If I was going to sort of take it a step further, I probably would put some brown polish on it. There are some areas where it could do with a little bit of recolouring, but I don't like things to look new anyway, because my whole ethos is to buy things secondhand and vintage, and I'm absolutely thrilled with it. Check out the back as well. Look at that leather, it is absolutely stunning. I really can't believe how well it's come up for just a little bit of work. I've also taken this strap off of another bag. It's got bronze fittings, so I'm going to see if I can find one that's silver to go with this, but for now I'm going to use it with that as a crossbody, and I'll either tuck this over the back or I will tuck it in. Let me know what you think. I'd love to know your handbag restoring tips as well in the comments. As I said, I'm not a pro. I have linked the product links in the description. As I said before, it's not sponsored, but they are affiliate links to Amazon if you do want to go and check out what I've used. Thanks for watching. Do check out the channel, drop me a like and a subscribe, and have a look at my jewellery restorations as well. See you in the next one, guys.